CM 365, all about Carnatic music.
Carnatic music has thrived, survived, and also flourished, I would say, over so many years because of the patronage that has been given to it through the Rasikas. This Rasika in earlier times has also been the kings who have nurtured the arts by having so many court musicians and also giving them so much of sammanam and giving them a comfortable life so that they could pursue the arts. Now with Sabhas coming in, we see that the Rasikas have become more mass in the sense that it has become more spread out. And with the Margari Music Festival coming in, we see that for many, many years now, the Rasikas have been thronging halls, and we see that over the past years, we have had so many people coming from abroad also, earmarking this time of the year for only listening to good concerts by their favorite artists. I also remember one senior Rasika who would stay every year after year, he would come to listen to the concerts in December and stay in the New Woodlands Hotel in Mylapore. And there was a particular room earmarked for him, so he used to stay only there. And that is how people have been really looking forward to the concerts, especially in the Margari Festival. Now, we see that till the pandemic took over, now that the concerts are more virtual, but before that we see that it was only the live concerts which artists also performed and Rasikas were also looking forward to. So as an organizer, I've been observing all these Rasikas and I've seen that there are so many varieties of Rasikas depending on their knowledge, depending on their taste. We see that there is a varied spectrum of Rasikas who come to the concert. So today I thought I'll share with you my own observations about some categories of Rasikas who come to the concert. The first kind, of course, are the very quiet type. They when they come inside, we also really do not know they're coming in. They come and sit quietly in the concert. They listen to the concert, enjoy and leave. For them, the concert is just a blissful experience, something, like breaking from the monotony of life. It gives them some kind of a joy. The next kind of Rasikas we see is that who have some fairly good knowledge about music in terms of, like, they'll be able to identify some ragas, they'll be identify some compositions. So for them, identifying the raga while the alapana starts or when the composition starts, it's itself a very thrilling experience, I would say. So sometimes when you're not able to identify a particular ragam when it is rare, then they feel very disturbed, and then after that they may just ask their neighbor Rasika who's sitting with them nearby and ask them what is the raga and clarify it. I also remember one very, very old gentleman who used to come to our Sabha, he used to carry a book, and every day when he attended the concert, he would faithfully note down all the items that was performed by the artist. I really don't know what purpose for which he did it, but then it was very, very interesting to see how every day he used to come for every concert almost, and then he will note down the composition, the artist name, the composition, the ragam, talam, etc. And if he was not able to identify the ragam, he would even take that effort to, walk over to somebody in the auditorium, just tap them and ask them what is this ragam, and then fill it in his paper. So this is, some kind of a unique commitment, I would say, on that part of the Rasika, where he just not just listen to the concert and goes, but also makes a note of what he has listened. Then there are what we call as the more knowledgeable and elite kind of Rasikas, who are very much aware of the intricacies of the music, and so they look at the concert itself as a beautiful aesthetic experience. For them, they are able to travel along with the musician in terms of understanding the form of the alapana or the kalpanaswaram, what is the intricate kanakri that the artist is doing in the kalpanaswaram, or the different compositional forms that he is singing, or how one composer's composition differs from the other. So all these kind of analytical study he is able to make. And of course, if he is much more knowledgeable, he is also even able to understand the intricacies of the rhythmic aspects when the Taniya Arthanam is performed. So for him, it is a very, very wholesome experience, the listening process where the intellect of the Rasika is also stimulated to a very large measure. Then, of course, we also have some weird kind of Rasikas, you know. Some of them who always go on a flash mode. That is, when a youngster is performing a particular ragam, say Todi or Bhairavi, his mind or thought process goes back to about 40, 50 years back when he listened to Shamangudi or K.V. Narayanaswamy, and he starts dwelling in that happiness of what he heard in the past rather than trying to enjoy the present musicians' music rather. You know, so these kind of old timers are always seen in the concert where they say, when the youngster is singing, you should have listened to this particular ragam being rendered by Shamangudi. It was so nice. So I think that is also another kind of a Rasika where they try to compare the past with the present. Then of course we have some of them who want to show that they are actively participating in the concert process. So apart from the applause that they give, they also try to put talam, and some of them also try to hum along with the musician. Of course, this humming is very, very disturbing to your neighboring Rasikas. I would appreciate it if you refrain from doing this. If it's a smaller auditorium, sometimes, you know, if it's like a chamber concert, it can be even heard by the artist. So rather, I would request the audience to only listen and not to hum along or sing along with the main artist. Then next, of course, we have some of the Rasikas who are under the VIP category where they feel that their presence makes a lot of difference to the artist. So they come to the concert hall, they listen to the concert and mark their attendance and they just leave. And of course, with the Margari Music Festival coming in very soon, we see that the concert and the canteen are like the two sides of a coin. I don't think there is anything wrong, because after having listened to a good concert, if you're going to have a good lunch or a good tiffin, it does a lot of good to us. And here we see that for such Rasikas, the canteen actually becomes an excuse for coming to the concert. But nevertheless, we see that at least they have come to the concert on some pretext and we are happy about it. Thus we see that nevertheless, every Rasika, whether he's a layman or has got a profound knowledge, or for whatever reason he comes to the concert, he adds so much value in terms of his presence. The artist also feels delighted to have more Rasikas now. If in a concert we are having just about 5 Rasikas, or sometimes we are having 5,000 Rasikas, it makes a lot of difference to us, because when we know that there are more people who are accepting our music, there are more people who love to listen to our music, you know, then we feel more motivated to do our best. We feel like improving more, we feel like doing more, we feel like working more. So, you know, the ultimate motivation actually, though we may say that artists perform for their own self-satisfaction and all, these are all things I would say are very cliche statements. Ultimately, every artist enjoys being before a Rasika, every artist enjoys that connect with the Rasika, and when the appreciation comes from the Rasika, there can be no more greater joy to him. So thus, I appeal to once again all of you through this episode to be a part of the Rasika clan and motivate artists to do better. And also, I hope that this Margari season will be filled with a lot of music for you to enjoy and enlighten yourself.
CM 365, all about Carnatic music.